Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Wow, I just saw The Substance. I've been watching it since Chris Stuckman reviewed it 2 weeks ago. I got today. It's starring Demi Moore, Dennis Quaid, and I can't remember the other girl's name. It is. All I say is David Cronenberg would be proud. It's a body horror film, and to follow up, the director Caroline Fergiat. I think she made a movie called Revenge back in 2000. What the 2017, and this is their follow-up movie. Revenge was like kind of like a version of I Spit on Your Grave set in the Outback kind of. And it was a really great movie. I saw it with my buddy John like a year or so after it came out. What's up, Kevin? And this movie is their follow-up, and it's about aging actress Demi Moore, and she has like this exercise show, and something happened. She had to use the restroom and stuff, and then the one restroom uh was locked or out of order, so she went in the guy's restroom, and she just went in the John. She hoped no one was there, and all of a sudden, Dennis Quaid came in, which was like the producer, the director, a real scumbag. And his name was Harvey, not too subtle, Harvey Weinstein. Well, not Harvey Weinstein, but his name was Harvey. Reference to Harvey Weinstein. He's a real scumbag. He said, we're tired of her. We need someone younger and more beautiful. We're tired of her being so old and stuff. And then he leaves. Well, he had to use the bathroom. He said it on the phone. And she comes out and she's shocked. And then, she had the meeting with him, and she says, well, at age 50, things kind of go downhill and stuff eating shrimp in a very grotesque way. This is the movie you don't want to watch while eating. It's incredibly aggressive with the body horror, really grotesque images. So it was amazing. It was so good. It should be nominated for cinematography. It won an award at the Cannes Film Fest for best screenplay. The whole movie is great. The makeup should be nominated for makeup, cinematography, acting. A very brave role for especially Demi Moore in it. Somehow she looks at this. She goes into a panic and she looks at like this billboard of her up there with like something happened and like the face kind of falls off, and she was in a car accident, right? And this one guy, and they looked at her, and the one guy checked her again. He said like, "Well, I have one last test to give you." She said, "Well, I thought there wasn't any more tests. Well, I have to give you one more." And he puts like the a stethoscope to her spine, and he feels her spine and said, "Yo, you perfect candidate." He gives her coat back, and inside the flash drive saying the substance with a phone number said this stuff saved my life or changed my life. And she calls up, and well, it's like a whole big thing, like you can have a new being, you can be a completely different person, and then there's rules and stuff you have to follow, but you're a one person. And she calls up and says, "I'd like to make an order." And the guy says, "Okay." Um, oh, he gives her an address and he hangs up. A little later on, she gets an envelope with a number saying 503 with a substance, just a little logo substance on it, right? So she goes to this really sketchy location, and there's all these deposit boxes. She puts that card up there and it unlocks it, and she gets this kit um, saying the substance, right? And basically, it's just like this activator, certain. It looks kind of like the stuff from Reanimator, kind of. And there's like this other stuff with it, like a cell of sutures and like a needle and stuff. And there's like this regenerator thing. It says you have to regenerate once a day, no matter what. You have to have this regeneration once a day. Not regenerate, yeah, regeneration once a day, no matter what. And then it says you can only be in this form for 7 days, then you have to switch back. Anyways, Demi Moore takes this substance, and then all of a sudden she falls ill, and she falls to the ground. This being, this other creature, breaks out of her back, and it's like a younger version of herself, but different, a different actress, right? Who calls herself Sue, and then the actress, like, well, the girl, her other version of herself, sews up her back, and all of a sudden she starts to feel sick, and it said you have to regenerate once a day. So she takes there's like these syringes. She takes a bit of spinal fluid out, and she injects herself with it, and then she's regenerated the other person, Sue. Um, and then she goes to audition for the show. Hey, Super. Hey, Tim. Hey, Timothy. Hey, Super. I'm sorry. I'm getting into the review. Um, she goes to audition for that show, that exercise show that Demi Moore got kicked off of, right? And then, it's called Pump It Up. And she gets accepted. And then she goes to talk to the Dennis Quaid character, Harvey. And she says, well, I can do this, but I have a scheduling problem. Every 7 days, every other week, I have to go visit my sick mother for like a week. And he says, no matter what, I'll work around your schedule. You are so beautiful. You're so beautiful. We want you to be in the show. We want you to be in the show. And this is like, all the guys are kind of, well, not every guy, but almost every guy is kind of a jerk. Like Dennis Quaid, all of his like other, it's like, it also shows, it's like a feminist type horror film, right? It shows how some men objectify women. Pretty much all of men in this movie it does, except for that one guy that was knew Demi Moore since 10th grade. He seemed to be okay. Everyone else was pretty much scumbag. And like I said, I referenced the Dennis Quaid character being called Harvey. Uh, and she becomes a hit on the show, and then like after 7 days, she switches bodies with Demi Moore again. I mean, they do like a blood transfusion where, like, Demi Moore's like passed out for a week, and then she's passed out for a week, and like Demi Moore takes over, and she goes to see. She goes back to the studio to find out that she's been replaced, and she knew she was going to be replaced anyways. And then Des Quaid said, "Oh, I'm so glad I met you, so glad you came back," and he gives her like this a box of her stuff from the studio. And he gives her this present. He said, "Well, me and the guys, we joined up our funds and stuff, and we gave you this present. It's like, it's French." And he says like his wife loved it, and then he's been a scumbag the whole time. All the guys in here are scumbags, right? Um, Kind of like similar, like oh, what was it? What was that movie? Damn it, damn it! What's that movie with what's her face? Shit. What's it? Tony Scott. Let's see, Tony Scott, the director. Yeah. Oh, what's that movie? Let's look up Gina Davis. Because she was in it. Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise. Yeah, the guys were scum like in Thelma and Louise. Okay, okay. Except for like that one guy that grew up with her in high school. Uh, yeah, it's like, I mean, he gave a thing, and then she ends up just staying at home and just doing nothing, like being just like really upset that like her star of fame, because she got walk on started a Hollywood Walk of Fame. She's upset that no one wants her now because they say that she's too old, and she still looks great, by the way. But this is a very brave role for her. But I mean, she was in GI Jane, and that was also a very brave role for her to play too, because she went through some incredible makeup devices in this movie. I mean, it's a very brave role for her. I hope she gets nominated. The Academy Awards might uh uh might bail on this movie saying it's too yucky, but I can't imagine them not acknowledging like best makeup effects, nominate for that screenplay. I don't know about best movie because they frown upon like horror films. They look down upon horror films. I don't. I love horror movies. Anyways, the other girl takes over, and then she ends up getting a little too big for her britches. And then because I mean, there's like a food source each one has the last 7 days, and she says, "Well, I might," and you have to switch every 7 days, and but the girl would end up partying, and she ended up having sex with this one guy, and she said, "Well," and she starts feeling really crap, like sick. So she says, "Well, just don't eat up all your food just yet. I just give me a few more hours, okay?" And she injects herself with that stuff again, and then she takes some more spinal fluid, injects stuff, and she's not supposed to. It's past the 7 days. Oh, it's awesome! It's awesome! It's awesome! But I wouldn't watch it while eating. This is spoiler free though, but I just want to give you an idea of what's happening. And then they switch places again. Demi Moore comes back, but her finger and part of her hand's all messed up, really bad. And she calls up and she says, "Well, it's irreversible." The guy says it's irreversible because she went past her 7 days. And it turned out like the other girl was going to try to take over, and then they switched back. And then after that, it gets more and more bizarre. And it's like she doesn't want to switch back. She wants to keep that body. But she forgets that they're both one person, one being. It's just a better version of her, well, a younger version of herself that emerged out of her. And it is an absolutely brilliant film. It's wonderful. I know ever since I saw Chris Stuckman review it, um, he wanted to see it. And then I know Turtle went live and she was talking about it for 20 minutes. I heard her talk about the substance a little bit. I said, "Did you see it?" She said she talked about it for like 20 minutes. I think she probably gave a lot away, so I'm glad I didn't listen to what she said. Well, I loved her, but I'm glad she didn't listen to her review of it. I think she probably gave a lot of spoilers away, but it is a remarkable, remarkable movie. It is awesome, but don't watch it while eating. I want to try to see Terrifier 3 too, because Terrifier 3 is supposed to be more bloody than the other one. But this is a very aggressive body horror movie. It's very grotesque, brilliant makeup effects. Toward the end, I laughed a little bit about one thing, but I don't want to give it away. I mean, things go absolutely crazy. Yeah, things go absolutely crazy in this movie. I mean, Chris Stuckman says like a horror films fan, a fan of horror films. I mean, a horror fan's dream come true. This movie, it is incredible. It is incredibly brutal. It is incredibly grotesque. I mean, it's really brutal. It's very aggressive the way it shows. It starts out kind of like, um, it doesn't forget about character though. It's not all blood and guts, but it's very aggressive in how it shows. No, I have not been near that story yet. It's very aggressive in its storytelling about that too. It's really a remarkable film. It's very aggressive in storytelling, but it has plenty of character development. Though you care about these people, you don't care about Dennis Quaid. Because Dennis Quaid is a scumbag, though. But I mean, he's so scummy in a movie. He's brilliant too. I mean, then all the guys in here, except for that one guy that knew Demi Moore from being uh, in 10th grade, everyone else is pretty much a scumbag. Just they objectify women, like it's all about looks and that's it. Um, it's really a brilliant movie. It's definitely a feminist movie, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. There's like a scene where she's going to go out with a guy, and then like she makes herself up, and then she's not convinced she's beautiful enough, and then she just loses her mind, starts crying, and then the guy's like, "Oh, hey, are you coming? Are you running late? Oh, you're a big star. You're probably gonna make a big entrance." And she just stayed at home. She doesn't go on a date. is a very brave role for Demi Moore. The makeup is fantastic. And you get nominated for makeup, screenplay, uh, cinematography. I mean, for Academy Award, acting. Demi Moore. I mean, the other girl. Let me look up the other girl's name because I can't remember it. Let's look up the substance. Because it reminds me of there's a movie called Evil Spawn that came out a long time ago. I rented it from Jim and Sue's. Bobby Breesy was in it, and basically they were talking about like this one girl, Bobby Breesy, a famous actress, saying that she's not beautiful anymore. No, she still was, and she ends up taking this, injecting herself with this serum to make her more beautiful again, and then it transforms her into this bug alien. It's pretty cool, and it turned her into a monster, right? And some people are like saying like this is a version like Jekyll and Hyde, a female version. Kind of, I guess. But it goes beyond that into the whole realm of body horror. David Cronenberg would be proud of the movie. There's little bits of like Crimes of the Future in there, I see. One of his first movies, because he did Stereo and then he did Crimes of the Future in 69 or 70, the Canadian film director. Um, and let me look at who the other girl that was in that movie too. Cause this got 7.9 on IMDb. It should get Best Picture nomination, but like I said, the Academy Awards looks down on horror films. Like most people, they're snobs, cinema snobs. I'm not one. I love horror movies. Let's look up the substance. What was that girl's name? I want to mention her too. The one who played Sue in it. Oh shit. Let me hold on. Let me. Okay. Damn it. Okay. It was Margaret Qualley. Margaret Qualley. I already did before. Let's see what she was in before. She was really good at it too, as Sue. Actress. Oh, she was nominated for 2 Primetime Emmys. Wow. Oh, she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as Pussycat. Wow. Kenzo World, The Substance. Oh, wow. Okay, she was in a bunch of movies. Okay. It's really a brilliant movie. It's really a brilliant movie. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed The Substance. Um, and I told you about like she had like this one. The girl wanted to stay in her body, to stay without switching back after even a little past 7 days, which is taboo. One of the rules you shouldn't do, or a bad thing will happen. And it happened to Demi Moore. And even after that, that was her hand is all finger and her part of her hand is always screwed up. And the girl switched back, but after that, things get even crazier than that. And it's insane. There's one part I kind of laughed at because I'm sick towards the end, but I mean I really like the movie. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, do not eat during this movie. It's one of those types of movies because it's like body horror though. It's like really messed up. Like, man, you might want to put down your chimichanga. I'll never forget it. Like, I remember renting watching horror movies while eating and stuff. I remember watching Sergeant Bruce came over, and I remember watching. We wanted to we wanted to get food, and then we wanted to see The Fly 2. The Fly 2 is so gross. It's like, do you want to shut this off before we eat? I said, yeah. So I watched it with her, and we did. And then I remember getting a chimichanga from this one place. I rented a movie called Blue Monkey, right? And this guy gets his pricked by this one like exotic flower, and then he throws up this worm thing, and it looked just like my chimichanga. It's like, oh god, I'm gonna let's shut this off till we're done eating and stuff. Because I mean, sometimes it's like that. I don't eat during Jackass. There's far gross stuff in that too. I don't eat. I don't usually don't eat during movies for the most part, anyways. Especially the theater. I remember when I was in Fort Bragg. Well, I ate during one movie. I remember eating during Return of the Living Dead Part 2, and the guy said, "You're going to eat during this movie?" I said, "Yep." I remember getting popcorn and stuff. Um, in Fort Bragg, I remember used to getting like a big thing of pop and a thing of popcorn a lot because if it was like was in Fort Bragg. And you could go to a movie, get like a can't remember if it was a large pop or small pop and a large popcorn, and they had like that butter you put on it so good. They had a butter you just drizzle right on there, and it was like under $5. I loved it. And then the movie theater was like real close to where I was at. I went to more movies during the 4 years, except for basic training. Basic training was different. There were the 4 years I was in the military. Basic training. I mean, when I was at a reception station, we were there. I mean, it was real close to Thanksgiving weekend, so I was at the reception station before base training for like about almost a whole week. And we had Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving. Some people had to do duty, right? And then they had like a movie that they played. They played the movie The Toy for Thanksgiving, and I didn't have to do duty that day. And then Friday, no, Saturday they were going to play the Enforcer during Harry, but I missed it because I had duty to do, clean up or whatever it was. And then the next Sunday was Delta Force, and it was like a weird theater. It was like 3 TV screens and they played a VHS tape, but that they played a movie there. I mean, and then after base trade, forget it. No movies or nothing. Um, what else was there? Like I said, after like, and then when we got to, I mean, I saw movies when I got home. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I during base training, it happened at Christmas time. Happened right? Yeah, it was better than the stuff. It was better than the stuff. The substance was better than the stuff. Sure was. It was awesome. It was brutal. It was really good. Because Turtle was raving about for like 20 minutes. It's really good, Coda. I highly recommend The Substance. It's really good. But I mean, they're both great movies, though. But The Substance was more like really aggressive with the body horror, with lots of really fucked up stuff happening. It's awesome. It's an awesome movie. Um, and I like the stuff too, but the stuff was more campy. But this is like more reality based and straight up David Cronenberg body horror stuff. Really messed up. And don't recommend people eating during. It's really really good and fucked up. It's really brutal. It's brutal. It's wonderful. I can't recommend it enough. It's definitely one of those movies that's gonna last me for a while. Like Demi Moore. Yeah, I mean, she's a great actress. I mean, some people like dismiss her movies and stuff like that, but she did really good stuff. And you would expect her to be in a movie that made her look ugly. There's body horror. And there's scenes that made her look horrible. There's this horrific makeup appliances that she was on. Some really brutal, bloody stuff. It's really good. I don't know if I think this still got R. I'm surprised it didn't get NC-17. Uh, check it. It might have gotten NC-17. I'm not sure. Let me. Where's it at? Shit, let me look up the substance. Did I miss it? Yeah. Hold up. I wonder if this got an R rating. I'm surprised if it did or it was unrated. Because it's really fucking good. No, it got an R rating. I don't know how, but it had been borderline between that and that. And then this one review said absolutely fucking insane for the review of it. Yeah, it's for I saw it really an amazing, amazing movie. It said great, but it's really good. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, this one guy says, "Great horror satire. The Substance, a shocking, disgusting, horrifying, satirical take on celebrity culture, misogyny, and the cult of youth. It's really good. I can't recommend it enough. I know Turtlebait was talking about it. Okay, so far, okay, I mean, it won the can for best screenplay. Let me look up. It said it's made almost 17 million. Let's look it up on IMDb real quick. I want to see what the budget is. Wikipedia. I mean, because it was a very impressive film. Because that was from the same guy that did Revenge. It was kind of like her version of okay, the budget was 17.5 million. It's made 17 million. So I don't know. It's still got a while to go, but I think that it's going to gain cult status. Horror films always do good. Oh, you Carnifex and Black. Oh, I didn't see those on Tubi. Oh, well, I saw this on F Movies. It was. I mean, I think the substance is brilliant. It's possible you might not like it. I didn't see either Carnifex or Black Mold on Tubi. And there's lots of really shitty movies out there, I'll tell you that. But not this is not one of them. But I told I was gonna watch it with someone. But she liked Demi Moore, right? I warned her this movie's really yucky though, and she said, well, I'll pass then. But I mean, I had to warn her about it, you know. But it's I mean, because I don't want to just lure her and say, oh, this movie's gross. This movie's gross, you know. But it's really a brilliant film. I can't recommend the substance enough. It's really an amazing movie. I want to see if I can on Netflix see if they have Terrifier 3 on there. I definitely want to see that too. Now, I mean, like I know Spoof was saying it's a marketing ploy, and I'm sure it is too. They say people walked out during the first 10 minutes of the movie; they couldn't handle it. I wonder if there was walkouts during this movie too. I'm sure there was, but I mean that wouldn't be till little later on in the movie because they had to establish everybody. It wasn't till like maybe 20 minutes in the movie it got kind of gross. But it's really an impressive movie. It's very aggressive in its score and its grotesque imagery, its makeup effects, its body horror. It's fantastic. It's really good. So that's my review of The Substance, spoiler free. I mean, I had to describe the movie, right? I had to give you a glimpse of the movie. There's like these rules you have to do, and they weren't followed. In a bunch of shit happened that I'm not going to give away. And it's really an amazing, very bloody, very gruesome film. I really liked it. Um, if you want to eat, eat at your own will while watching the movie. I didn't eat during it. I was tempted to because I was getting hungry, but I didn't eat. Kind of glad I didn't because just some of the images are just so gross. But it's awesome though. It's awesome movie. If you like horror movies, if you like gruesome, gory horror movies, you'll definitely love it. Um, yeah, I was really impressed by the movie. It's Demi Moore in a very brave film. Um, it's really good. I want to see if I can get find Terrifier 3 on a good copy of it on F Movies to try to see it before you know you get on Tubi. That'll be all over the place. I know Terrifier, the Terrifier movies are on Tubi. Those are good, Coda, but I don't know if you like them or not. Terrifier 2 is very gory too. And it's supposed to be like Murders in Terrifier 3 that are worse than the bedroom scene in the second one. And I know too this one got R rating. I hadn't been borderline though between NC-17. I know that Terrifier 3 got NC-17 too because of gore. Because and he had a bigger budget this time and he pulled no stops in the other one and really he doesn't really pull any stops anyways. But it's really brilliant. And the substance is brilliant too. I can't wait to see Terrifier 3. Um, see if I'm able to see it later, a little later on. Wow. I really like the movie. I want to thank everybody who was in chat. Kevin, Timothy, Lord, and my buddy. We talk on through email. Super Serial, really good guy. I had Coda, who I mean, I don't think I saw Card Effects Black Mold on too, both awful. I think you'll like The Substance. I don't know. You're a pretty tough critic, but I thought The Substance was really good. A very brave role. And lots of female nudity in it too. Some good, some bad. But it's really a remarkable movie. So I hope you like this review, everybody. Till next time, please take care of my Legion. I'm going to see if I go to 30 minutes on the dot. I got a few more seconds. I hope you like this review, everybody. Of The Substance, spoiler free. So until next time, take care, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night.